Hi, I'm Sandi Genovese, and we are creating a magical card today. This is actually one that I'm making for my dad for Father's Day, but you'll see how easy it would be to make it for any theme. I'm calling it a magical card because it reminds me of those magic wallets that we had when I was a kid. And mine is decorated with flowers, but the directions down here say open from both sides. So if I open it the traditional way, you can see my message, enjoy, and of course I'm going to write more of a personal message to my dad. You can see something over here, but it's a little bit obscured. If I close it and it says to open from both sides, this time I'm going to open it from this side. Now the message is obscured and the gift card is visible. We used to do this where you had a dollar bill inside and it was called a magic wallet. And no matter which way you turned it, it magically made the paper pieces inside flip from one side to the other. In fact, it seems really tricky, but you're going to be surprised. It isn't difficult to make. With all cards, remember, you want to start so that whatever size your card is, an envelope is going to fit. And mine that I'm using for this envelope that I use is an A6 envelope, and the dimensions of the envelope is 4 3/4 wide by 6.5 inches long. It will work great for this size card. Now, the parts and pieces that we're going to need of the card, we're going to need 4 pieces. That'll be the actual front and back covers of the card itself. And the dimensions of these need to be 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So I have 4 1/4 this way and 6 1/4 this way. So here are what will be, you can see I've already started to decorate the front cover. This is the front cover. This will be the inside front cover. So I've used white on the back so it's a little easier for you to see. These are going to get together, but you can't glue them yet because we have some magic to perform first. This will be what will be the front cover. The back cover are just 2 matching with the insides. They'll go like this. So you have the 2 parts that you'll need for the back cover. As well as the card covers, we're going to also need the strips. That is the magic that makes this wallet happen. So I'm going to bring up, we're going to need 4 strips. And my strips are 8 inches long by about 1/2 inch wide. And I have folded each of the strips. If you look here, you can see just about 1.5 inches in, I've put my fold. So I've already gone ahead and I folded. I've done this on all 4, each one of these narrow strips that are going to actually be the binding that's going to hold this magic card together. What you want to do is start with what will be the inside of the front cover. And I'm going to position 2 of these so that they're going to attach but to the back side. So what I'm going to do is open this up, put adhesive on the inside of my folded edge of both of these 2 strips. And what I want to do is, you can mark the middle if you want to. I'm going to just sort of eyeball when I feel like I'm close to the middle of this card. And notice how I'm just tucking them so that the glued edge is underneath. I'm leaving a little gap in between. Maybe, I don't know, a 1/4 inch or maybe 3/8 of an inch gap in between. And when I feel like I have them in a spot I'm going to go ahead and press down. I'll flip this over so you can see. What I've got then is I have these fastened on this, what's going to be the flip side of the inside front cover. That's for that. Now, the pieces on this next one have to be wide enough that when this fits together, it doesn't interact with these. They need to not overlap. So I need to space these 2 wider apart. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put adhesive on the inside section up to the fold of both of these 2 strips. And I'm going to take, remember, as I said, I'm going to have to position these. I'm going to lightly place this. And then I'm going to double check and make sure that I've cleared. If I have these sitting like so, I want this one to be above these 2. And I want this one to be below these two. I just don't want them to be, and this needs to be a little bit lower, like so. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and press down when these feel like they're in a good spot. So that basically, if I turn this over, you can see these are fastened now on the flip side of what will be the back inside cover. So what I need to do then is the next step is going to be to fasten these like so. I can't glue them here because the magic card inside has to be able to move back and forth. I can only glue on the top of this and the top of this, so it will be attached on the white side of both of these cards, like so, with no adhesive on these inside pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll put my adhesive just on the part that's going to be obscured underneath. So starting from the blue, I can't start from the blue without turning the whole card over. I'm going to do this like so. I am going to want my adhesive to go all the way to the end. You want nice, good, solid adhesive. So just to reiterate, I've got adhesive now from the blue card to the end here. The same thing over here from the blue card to the end. And what I'm going to do is just weave them together. I'm going to take and weave them underneath. And before I press down, I want to make sure that the two blue cards are lined up with each other. So before pressing tight, this is where removable adhesive really comes in handy. I want to make sure that the top and bottom of the cards match. So when the top and the bottom looks like it matches, and leave yourself a little gap because remember it has to fold. So when these are positioned and these are positioned, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press. And this is going to, if I turn this over now, this is all attached in these areas. I can see that I was a little crooked here. It would have been better if I'd have been a little more careful, but you'll get the idea. Now I want to cover up all of this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to take and position what will be the front cover here like so. So I'm going to put, remember I say this all the time, you're going to want more adhesive than this, but this is enough for you to get the idea. And I'm going to cover over directly that inside, what was the inside front cover, with the piece that will be the outside front cover, because it's going to close and open like a card. And then the same thing with, this is now the back cover. So I've got my adhesive. And I'm going to overlap against the white side and press that down. So now I have the two bands that were woven, and I have on the flip side, I'm going to go ahead and now all I have to do is close the card, and it's magic. So I close the card and give myself a fold. We're going to go back and decorate this more in a minute, but let me just show you. So now when I take the cards that are going to go inside. So if this is the message to my dad that's going to say, enjoy. You can't glue it down because it has to be able to move from right to left and left to right. And then if this is the gift card that I want to give him for his Father's Day gift, I haven't actually, this isn't the real gift card. I have just a placeholder in there. This, I've shown this many times on the show. If you haven't seen it before, these slots or slits are created with this really cool, it's a notch tool from Basic Gray, and all you do is place a cutting pad underneath as support, and then you lay this down, and I'll try to do this so that you can see. My slit's already there, but basically you lay it down, the blade in here, you roll it and you push on it at the same time, and it gives you these slits. So I'm going to go ahead, put my gift card back into those slits. If you're sending this as a graduation gift and you have a check, all you do is fold the check so it fits in here. If it was for a birthday, it could just even be a congratulations on a new job, and this could be a note that you just want to fold to the dimensions that fit inside there. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide this in between these loose bands on this side. Notice how these inside cards, they're just about 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around. See, you can see that little blue edge? That is what you need to do in order to be able for it to move back and forth. So now when I close the card this way, I can sort of see the gift card, but I can't really see the message. And then when I close it and I open it this way, magic. And of course, you could start with either side. If you want them to see the message first and not the gift card, you just switch out which side you do. To continue the decoration, I'll just quickly show you, I've just created flowers that I'm going to attach at the ends of the stems. And then if you haven't seen me do this before, I want to fasten down. I'll put them right there so you can see. I have these 2 little leaves that were cut out of pattern paper. It's not easy to hold something this small and get adhesive on it. So I'm going to take the sticky part of a Post-it note, which is right here, and I'm going to place them so they overlap the sticky part. That's going to hold it long enough for me to add my adhesive. Now I can peel this off and I can position this, try to do it so my hands are out of the way, so that I have one leaf, let's say there, and the other leaf somewhere here. And you can see how you add that decoration, you add your message. It's just so magical and yet easy. And I thought I would share with you some other options. I'll bring these up and show you. Here is one, the same dimensions, just different papers and different embellishments, but this one's for a birthday. So if you open it this way, the message shows. If you open it this way, the gift card shows. And I do think it's important that you put open from both sides. In fact, I didn't add that. I wrote it in white pen on some matching blue paper that I'm either going to position it like right here or along the top, either way, but I think, or you could just write in a black pen. But somewhere, I think it is important to put the message, because I don't think it's obvious to somebody what they need to do in order to make the magic happen. Once they do it once, then they're not going to want to stop. If you wanted to send a very clever birth announcement, look at how fun this is. Little one side has the photo of the new baby, and when you open from the other side, this is where you'd put all the birth information. You know, when they were born, the weight, the length, all the pertinent statistics for this. And then if you wanted to do for Christmas, you can have a Christmas photo. This is my sister and brother and I. And if I open it the other way, this will be whatever message you want to send. If you wanted to even slide in a Christmas letter and send it out that way, you could do that as well. Once again, just opening it both sides, you get this really cool look. You know, if you want to give a gift card, a check, money, or even just a credit card size note, you can't go wrong with a magical card like this.